the different functions that managers have to apply in their business or in their companies. Yes, throughout this presentation, we are going to talk about the introduction and also some functions of management, the management styles, and finally we talk about some other issues like the strengths, the weaknesses of each management style. So management is the act of engaging with an organization's human talent and using physical resources and manage a disposal to accomplish desired goals and objectives effectively. Here it is about business. In a business, managers are there, or we talk about management when managers are dealing with human resources, also financial resources and other resources that can help them accomplish the goals of the company or the objectives of the company. So when we talk about major functions of management, here we found the first one is planning. Planning, it is said that it is like a process of planning or of thinking about the activities that are required or the activity that are needed to achieve the company's goals. Here, planning is when we think the managers think about the steps or the activities or the tasks that are needed in order to achieve the goals of the organization. Here we have the example of a Zam company which might decide to expand or to expand its business at a global level or at a global market. First of all, it will need to plan to see what to do in order to achieve what they want. What they want is to expand their businesses all over the world. So they have to think about the methods or the activities to undertake in order to reach their level or in order to reach their goals. So we have another one which is organizing. Organizing is when an organization brings together all the financial resources, the human resources, and other resources that are needed in order to accomplish or to achieve one goal. So these resources might be in relationship with the workers, or the workers might be in relationship with themselves in order to achieve what they want. So the manager has to organize all of those, has to know how to assign each resource to each task, has to know how to assign each um, employee with his task in order to achieve their goal. And here we have an example of when a company needs, for instance, internet or computers and employees who are really skilled in order to measure its position at a global market. This, for instance, when they want to conduct or they want to know about their strength, their weaknesses, their opportunities, their threats. It means the thought analysis. They need many resources like internet, they need computers, they need employees, they need also analysts in order to know their position at a global market. Also, the other function is staffing. Staffing is when the company makes jobs analysis, recruitment, and hiring of skilled people for specific jobs. This means that when the managers are dealing with staffing, it is when they have to know, first of all, what is needed, what the job dispositions are, and they have to know how to recruit and also find skilled people who can fit for the specific jobs. For instance, in example here, when a company is looking for instance, for information technology or for an IT, it will have to analyze, first of all, the description of that job. After that, they'll have to find some people someone who may qualify for that position. So another major function is um, leading. Here, leading is when you determine or when a manager determines an activity or a task that needed to be done and getting people to do it. A manager is considered as a leader. He's there to see what is to be done and who is supposed to do it. Because you might find something to do and a task to be done, but still you will not be able to find people who are fit for that, or who can help to achieve what they want. So through leading or through this function, the manager is going to find out the task and find the right people who can do it. For example, if there is a high demand for a product, the company can decide how to increase the production through its workers. This means that, for instance, you might find that many people are demanding a given product. Then what is supposed to be done, the leader or the manager is going to find out the tasks or the activities to do in order to increase the supply. So the other one is the controlling. Controlling is about monitoring or checking whether there is effective progress, or there is a good progress to achieve the objectives or the goals of the company. So controlling or monitoring is like the manager there to check or to verify, to make sure or there is a good progress, or the activities that are being done are aiming at achieving the goals and objectives of the company. Let's give an example here. The example, if a company plans to make any product, it will have to check on a timely basis the ongoing process of that product to make sure all the resources needed are available and sufficient. It is when the company or the manager wants to increase or wants to make or to develop a new product. So he will have to check every day or on a timely manner the ongoing process or the way that product is going in order to make sure that there are enough resources and there are really available resources. So, and after that, we are going to also talk about the description of the 3D. The 3Ds are directing, delegating, and discussing. In directing, that's when the manager is trying to convey the message or trying to give instructions to employees. Not only employees, there is somebody who can be in a high position and he help also his subordinates, will be giving instructions to the subordinates. So the employee can tell, no, the manager can tell the employees what to do, how to do it, and when it is supposed to be done. So it is like you give the manager give the tasks. After giving the tasks, he gives them instructions on how that task is going to be performed, and after that, you will have to set the deadline. The deadline is like giving the due date for the task to be accomplished. And also there is delegating. Delegating is when the manager assigns tasks to employees to work on them independently, individually, or in groups. This means the manager can propose, or the company can have an activity to work on or to be done. Then the manager is going to round up all the employees and give them tasks. To give them tasks, it can be individually or it can be in groups. So each group is going to submit the achieved tasks. There is also discussing. Discussing is when the manager encourages employees to think critically through probing questions about a given situation. Here it is when there is a given situation in the company or in the organization. So the manager is there to encourage her employees through discussion to find the solution by probing them or by letting them think critically or encouraging them to use their critical thinking in order to find a solution to a given situation. The strengths and weaknesses of directing. Here we have the strength first. When in directing, employees will know their tasks and duty. They will be aware of what they are supposed to do. And also the message is clear about what to do. the manager is going to tell them, this is what I want. Through what he wants, employees will know immediately what to be done. Also, this style or this directing is really important because it helps to reinforce the authority of the manager. So when the manager says, employees have to abide by. But also there are some weaknesses, and the weaknesses are like there is a lack of collective agreement or contribution. So this is when employees are like they are forced or they are like they are being dictated. It's like the manager is only giving orders, but he doesn't need any feedback or any contribution from the employees. Also, some employees may feel forced to do what is beyond their ability. And here, when the manager says to do something, some employees will feel as if they are forced to do something that they cannot do. And they are like, they are forced, they are required to do something that they are unable to do sometimes. So there are also some trends of delegating. The trends are like delegating helps employees to learn. It helps employees to learn on their own. It enables employees to work independently. It encourages employees' spirit of competitiveness. Here, that's when the employees are trying to achieve independently their tasks or improve their task in order to get maybe some praises or some approval from their managers. However, there are some weaknesses, like it weakens interpersonal skills. So employees will not get time um, to talk about, with themselves. They will not have time to interact with themselves. So it weakens really the interpersonal skills. It can also raise up some conflicts of resources at work, like each group wants to use these resources or each person wants to use these resources, then there will be maybe a conflict because they might use the same resources at once and then it will be a problem. So there are also strengths and weaknesses of discussing. It enables employees to learn through interaction, or because it is going to improve their interpersonal skills. It's also going to help employees to think critically. It helps also employees to express ideas freely. So this is like in discussion, people are trying to convey the message, trying to talk their mind, to speak their mind freely without any interruption. So this is the importance of discussing. But also there are some weaknesses, like some employees may feel or may actually dominate the discussion. So it's up to the manager to know how to solve this issue. Also, some employees might feel their viewpoints are not significant. So those are weaknesses of discussing. So in directing, there is a scenario of when a course facilitator or a lecturer gives an assignment to students. So he will help to tell them what maybe the assignment is about writing a 3-page reflection on how technology has impacted the lives of people around the world. So with this, he's going to provide instructions by telling them, this assignment is individual and the due date is tomorrow by the end of the day. So submit the deliverables on the Canvas page. If there is any question, feel free to reach out to me. The assignment starts now. So these are like kind of directing, that kind of telling the subordinates or the students what they are supposed to do. Here the message is clear and the directions are clear. So it's up to the students then to submit what the manager, their course facilitator needs. There is also another scenario in the delegating. It is kind an example of an company which might want to make a new product. First, it has to conduct research on the actual costs for developing the new product and then working on the project. So those are the two tasks that are needed. First of all, to find the costs that will be for the new product, and finally finding working on the budget. So the manager send the task to two teams of the employees. He might say, okay, we want to make a new product. We need to conduct research to know how much it will cost us to make it. Also, we have to work on the budget, so we need two teams. Team A will conduct research on the actual cost and the new product, and team B will work on the project. The results are needed in 2 weeks from now. So you see that the tasks are really clear and the directions are clear. So they know that team A will work on these tasks and team B will work on these tasks. So there's also a scenario related to discussing. The same company might have lost maybe 5% of its customers, and then the manager does not know really the reason behind this loss of customers. And then he might assume that employees are aware of the reasons, some reason that might push the company to lose some customers. So he plans for an open meeting for all the employees. And then he starts off by saying, after analysis, we have lost 5% of our customers. You all know the vision and mission and objectives and goals of this company. What do you think we can do about these issues? And everyone will be given 2 minutes to tell us what you think regarding this issue. Let's start with John. So here the employee is opening the discussion by letting them know that everyone will be free to give their point of view regarding the situation that is occurring in the company. So this is the importance of discussion, for discussing or leading by discussion. Leading by discussion is letting their employees or the subordinates to talk their views or to speak their mind about a given issue. So thank you very much. If you'd like to know more about what we have spoken or talked about, you can go through these links or this page. So thank you very much.